standing and remove your caps for the singing of the National Anthem performed by the senior choir members.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave?
You may now be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Antigo High School's 2021 graduation ceremony. My name is Claire Musloff, Junior Class President, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. Now please welcome Graciana Dewan, Senior Class President.
Parents, teachers, and students, welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2021. First off, I'd like to thank all of the teachers and parents who have supported us over the past few years. You've encouraged us, pushed us, challenged us, and helped us mature into the young adults we are now. I would also like to say thank you to my classmates. Thank you for challenging me, questioning me, and encouraging me. You have helped me grow as an individual and develop into the person I am today. I think we can all agree that high school was challenging at times, and we felt as though it would never end. But then again, we can agree that it's bittersweet that it's ending. We realize once it's too late that the people we have seen almost every day for 4 years, we may not see again. People we have created memories with, bonded with, and found friendship in. People who may not have been our best friends, but yet talking to them and seeing them still brought us joy and laughter, and people who, without us knowing, left a lasting impact on our lives. I wanted to write my speech to thank everyone who has smiled at a classmate in the halls, complimented someone's outfit, reached out to someone when they seemed upset, or simply have been there for someone in a time when they were struggling. Those small actions could have changed the course of someone's life without us knowing. Whether it be the small things we do every day that happen impulsively, or the actions we have to ponder and take our time to consider, we all have left a lasting impression on someone's life without realizing it. Our everyday actions have an impact on everyone surrounding us and leave us with the ability and power to change someone's day from a bad one to a good one. When I was starting to write my speech, I went to Miss Gallenberg for advice, and she told me that every good speech has a part about the past, the present, and the future. I didn't really know what to write for the present part, so I just figured I could tell you guys a few funny things that have happened over the years that may make you laugh or smile a little bit. However, I doubt these stories will leave a lasting impact on your life, even though that's what I intended for my speech to be about. But I was never very good at focusing on one topic when writing my essays for class, so why change things now? So, in 8th grade, a few of the boys in our class threw stink bombs all around the middle school and made the hallways smell so bad that your eyes would start to water. Our freshman year, I peed my pants in biology class from laughing so hard, even though it's the classroom that's closest to a bathroom in the entire school. Our sophomore year, I tripped up the stairs with hot chocolate in my hand and spilled it everywhere while my entire English class was behind me. Junior year in our AP Literature class, it was a block day, and the sub for Miss Hine never showed up to class, so I pretended to be the teacher, and I took attendance and side planners and everything. I, of course, ended up going to the bathroom myself and was telling my friend about it because I thought it was hilarious. Well, little did I know, Miss Frisch was in the bathroom and heard everything I just said, and I ended up ruining it for the whole class. But we all ended up getting Red Robin Awards for being so well behaved, and our sub showed up with only about 20 minutes until class was done. Now I'm going to try and get back to what I planned on talking about. Our everyday actions have an impact on everyone surrounding us and leave us with the ability and power to change someone's day from a bad one to a good one. I hope that in the future we can all remember that the small things we do have an effect on the people surrounding us, and I hope that we can all learn to appreciate and savor those small moments more often. Simply by smiling at someone, we could change the course of their day or possibly their life. And to the class of 2021, thank you for leaving an impact on my life. There have been numerous occasions where many of you have gone out of your way to brighten my day, and I can only hope that at some point I've done that in return for you. I want to wish you all the best of luck in your future, and I know that you will all succeed in whatever you wish to do. I do have one last question for the class of 2021. In preparation for our 10-year reunion, ancient Greek or space theme?
District Administrator Dr. Julie Sprague will now introduce and present the Distinguished Alumnus Award to this year's recipient.
Good afternoon and congratulations, graduates. It is my honor to introduce you to our distinguished alumna and guest speaker, Mrs. Connie Steckbower. Connie Ann Rice Steckbower was born into a family of educators. Her father was a social worker and her mother a teacher. Connie graduated from Antigo High School in 1964, attended Langlade County's Teacher College for her teaching license, and earned both a bachelor's and a master's degree from the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. Connie taught at Wittenberg and Anawa Elementary Schools for 3 years each before moving to Crestwood Elementary, where she spent the next 31. Connie furthermore taught religious ed classes and served as a 4-H leader. Connie's nominator for this award recalls the famous Mr. Rogers, so not your principal, the other one, Mr. Rogers' own mother telling him when he was feeling scared or overwhelmed, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping." Well, today, class of 2021, we bring you a helper. From a very young age, Mrs. Steckbower showed a passion for helping others. When she was just a child herself, she found opportunities for other children to ride horses. When she became a teacher, she was widely recognized for helping students learn to read and for her ability to reach struggling students and help them flourish. Connie's nominator writes, "Mrs. Steckbower made students feel included, special, and respected." Now, here we are in 2021. Our nation's schools are scrambling to establish inclusivity as part of their framework, policies, and everyday practice. It is clear that Mrs. Steckbower was ahead of her time. Connie is the first to reach out to a family member, a neighbor, a friend, or a horse in need. She was a cheerleader in high school. She grew to cheer on her 3 sons, who are also graduates of AHS, and now she is her grandchildren's greatest cheerleader. So while your classmate and fellow graduate Caden may call her grandma, the rest of us can proudly call Connie Steckbower a helper among us. I am so very honored to introduce you to Mrs. Connie Steckbower, 2021's Distinguished Alumna.
I feel very honored to be here today as a distinguished alumna of Antigo High School. I am very proud of the class of 2021. Hats off to all of you. You have come through some very trying times during this pandemic these last couple years, and you have handled it well, and here we are today. You have proven that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. When I was chosen for this award, I was asked to talk. Now that kind of amused me because 57 years ago when I was in high school, they kept saying I was talking too much. Quit talking, you're doing too much talking. And they told my parents the same thing. So I thought it was kind of amusing, and I like to think I won that battle, even though I'm glad they didn't wait any longer, because it took 57 years for them to come up with this. I was told to give a few words of advice to the graduates. I guess part of my advice is to accept change, because nothing stays the same. Everything is always changing. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted, because some of these changes are going to be great and some of them are not going to be so good. We cannot control all of the things that happen. The only thing that we can control is ourselves and how we deal with that. You are all important. It's up to you to make a life for yourself. There's always things to complain about, and there's always something to be happy about. I hope you make the choice to be happy. Let the stuff go. Find the good that's out there, and there's lots of it. Don't be so critical of others. You have the world by the tail. You are young, hopefully healthy, you're educated, and you have people that love you, and it doesn't get any better than that. Don't wait for better, that's it, and it's pretty good. I taught school for 37 plus years, and I never met, as they say, a dumb person. Now, I can't say there weren't a few I was kind of concerned about. But as it was, the people I was concerned about and worried about, they ended up doing better than me. They found what they were interested in, and they totally excelled. Whatever path you choose to take, go for it. Ask yourself, why not me? Don't be afraid of what someone else is going to say or do. As Trent Shelton said, allowing the world and its opinions to control your life is one of the slowest deaths a soul can experience. Don't be in a box. Never allow their criticism to become your slavery. Be proud of who you are, and if you're not, make some changes. Don't wish away one day or 1 minute of your life. Everything in life can be worked out. Life is always worth living. Life is like a book. Some chapters are happy, some are sad, and some are exciting. But if you never turn the page, you'll never know what the next chapter holds. You never stop learning. Think about all that you are instead of all that you are not. If you can help someone along the way, please do it. Do it just because it's just the right thing to do. You have no idea what someone else is going through. You have no idea what their story is, so let kindness be your guide. If in life you never lose, you either win or you learn. Everything is going to be great. Graduates, have a fantastic life. Starting today, the moment is now. I wish you the best.
Senior choir members and members of Canto Voce will now perform Fly Away Home. Please welcome this year's Salutatorian, Logan Tomei, to the stage.
Good afternoon, friends, family, staff, school board, and everyone that has gathered here to celebrate the graduation of Antigo High School's class of 2021. Thank you all for coming, and thank you all for helping each and every one of us to finish the end of a great high school career. Without your support, none of us would have grown into the gifted young adults we have become. I am honored to be this year's salutatorian and glad to be giving this speech in person rather than over a computer screen. It seems like just yesterday that we were all freshmen trying to find our classes for the first time or getting yelled at by upperclassmen to cheer louder in the student section. Shortly after, we would become sophomores, get our license, and drive all over the place with our friends. Then we were juniors, and in the blink of an eye, seniors about to graduate. Looking back at all the little memories over the last 4 years really makes you appreciate the time we spent together. Although our senior year was nothing like we anticipated, we made it through all these adversities stronger and more compassionate. Who would have thought a couple years ago that we would be wearing masks every day, having to do partially virtual schooling, or having to miss out on most of the events that would normally go on? Hanging out with friends at restaurants or just about anywhere else was off limits and tough to get used to. Having half of our sports seasons cut short and having no student sections definitely took a toll on most of us seniors trying to leave our marks in the sports that we have practiced since we were little. Also, we never got our chance to win the homecoming festivities as we should have every year. Rigged. All in all, we probably won't remember much of what we learned throughout high school, but we will remember the memories we had together. Moving forward, even if we didn't get the ideal senior year, it doesn't all come down to this. Graduating high school is only the first chapter, and we have the rest of our lives to finish our story. Our life is what we make of it, and not defined by what we have done in high school. Some of us will go straight into the workforce, some into the military, and lastly, some of us will go into college or tech school to earn a degree. We may grow distant traveling down our own life paths, but one thing is for certain. We all have the capability to become successful. As Kobe Bryant once said, if you don't believe in yourself, no one will do it for you. Now, life may come with obstacles and setbacks, but anyone can do anything they set their mind to. The future is in our hand. Thank you all for listening, and from the class of 2021, we out. Do I just stay up here? Okay. Thank you.
Please welcome this year's valedictorian, Ellie Probowski, to the stage to address the class.
Okay, just a side note, if you see me shaking, it's because I'm cold, not because I'm nervous. Before I dive into this incredible speech I prepared for you, I just have to apologize for not having the soothing voice of Morgan Freeman for you all to listen to today. Now, getting that out of the way, I also have a few housekeeping items to tend to. First, although he cannot be here today, I have a few boxes of tissues here for Mr. L, and I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of the entire Chem 2 class when I say we may owe him a few boxes of these. Additionally, I have a clock for the school counselor's office because I think we can all agree that without us taking up a lot of their time throughout these past 4 years, some of us might still be crying in the bathroom about how we plan to survive high school, enter college, enter the workforce, or begin serving our country. I would also like to invite all of you to join me in giving our lovely administration a round of applause for all their hard work they have done during this unprecedented time to allow us to celebrate our graduation together and in person. I would also like to reassure the parents and guardians here today that while this may be an emotional time for some of you, as your children get ready to enter the big bad world, you should know that you should be silently celebrating. This means we've made it one step further away from living in your basements until we're 30. Now, without further ado, I want to begin talking to you about changes. And I don't mean those changes that most of us went through in middle school, or some of us on a trip to Taiwan. I want to talk about the changes we have encountered and created during our years together. Let me start with our first year at Antigo High School, where our first significant change took place. Moving from being the big bad 8th graders at the high school, or the middle school, to now being the small, timid freshmen of the high school. Although we were the lowest ones on the totem pole, we were able to make waves in our own way. One of the changes that we brought was a whole new level of creating homecoming floats. I'm sure some of us are still a little disgruntled about losing to the seniors that year, but we all know a 20-foot tall box of Lucky Charms is something to be proud of. Ever since then, our class has smashed the float building component of the homecoming race. A few other changes we encountered during that year were our first full year with an orange president, seeing the fame you can achieve from yodeling at Walmart, and the replacement of Vine with the now much cooler TikTok. Our sophomore year brought another abundance of changes, like our first high school dance. Winter ball was our first chance to dress up, take pictures, and twirl the night away. However, midway through the evening, the floor changed from being smooth and clean to being covered in juice and pretzels, all courtesy of the boys in attendance. Junior year brought changes we could have never seen coming. The 8th graders moved into the building, and we needed to adjust to a whole new class taking up room. We also came to the reality that the ACT was upon us, and we couldn't put it off any longer. Later on in our junior year, things took an interesting turn. Once the calendars turned to 2020, things began to change left and right. The world was swarmed by murder hornets, Australia was burning endlessly, and we entered into a pandemic called COVID-19 that we're still facing today. COVID-19 brought unprecedented changes like needing to wear a mask, having to stay 6 feet apart from one another, practically living in isolation, and needing to sanitize everything at least twice. Besides these changes that people followed across the world, we as a class took on more personal changes. We missed our junior prom, our spring sports season, the chance to see our school play, shout out to all the performers who worked so hard, and creating our last school memories with the senior class ahead of us. We didn't let this slow us down, though. However negative most of these changes were, there were a few that turned out to be beneficial, one of which being that our ACT scores were useless. These changes wouldn't end here, though. They would carry into our final year at Antigo High School. Our senior year was again a year of missed opportunities due to the pandemic, but we overcame them despite the challenges. We missed out on our final homecoming festivities, building another incredible float, and having a wonderful parade. We also couldn't have assemblies, activity days, or our usual school events. Other changes we have experienced this year, or at least a portion of us, that are non-COVID related, include finally being able to vote, learning to take fashion advice from Bernie Sanders and his mittens, witnessing the extinction of snow days, changing our homerooms for the 4th time after being told our freshman year it would always stay the same, and hopping on the fashion trend of wearing clothes that are too big. But hey, they'll still fit after our freshman 15 next year. We also lost some important figures in our lives during these past 2 years. Kobe Bryant, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and one of our own legends, Ben Kerstetter. All of these changes and experiences we have encountered throughout our 4 years together, no matter how difficult, may not have been huge in comparison to other worldly events, but they have helped shape each and every one of us. Although we haven't yet, we have the power to go forward and make a difference that affects the lives of people around us in many ways. And when we do, we can reflect on the fact that our time together may have played a key role in allowing that success to happen. Now, before I wrap things up, I ask you, the graduates, to please stand and remove the small bag from beneath each of your chairs. It's taped onto the chair, so no problem. I invite you at this time, unless your curiosity has already gotten the best of you, to pick it up and open it. Are we good? Yeah? Okay. As you open it, you will each see a various assortment of coins. The number and variety of coins you each have are slightly different than that of anyone else around you. These coins resemble the different characteristics, qualities, and abilities that each of us has nurtured and grown during our time at Antigo High School. I myself have a dollar bill. And no, I'm not trying to say that I'm worth more than anyone else here, especially after how expensive this speech turned out to be. This dollar bill represents the problems that we will encounter in the future. It represents the things we disagree with. We will all come face to face with these bills in various forms of problems in the workplace, difficulties with how things are being done, different challenges, and other situations that may be hard for us to handle. It is at that time in your lives when I want you to remember, you have coins. You can make change. My advice to you is this: use those qualities you have grown and nurtured during your time here to, in the future, make changes for the better. Use your abilities to be that positive influence in others' lives. Don't ever settle or sit back when you reach a roadblock. Go face that bill and make change. I want to once again thank you for your time today, and I wish everyone here the best as we leave Antigo High School and move on to bigger things. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Nice job, Ellie.
Thank you.
To present their awards is our principal, Mr. Rogers.
Good afternoon, Antigo community. It is outstanding to see all these wonderful faces here today, and none of us have to worry if we're on mute today, so that's a positive thing. It has been a tradition here at Antigo High School for our junior class president to be the master of ceremonies, so please join me in thanking Claire Musloff for doing an excellent job today. Also, it took an enormous amount of preparation to get this event ready today, so I'd like to send a special thank you to our custodial staff for all the setup, our technology staff and department for all the sound and live streaming on YouTube, for those watching at home, the school board for their work in supporting the students, and a very dedicated staff that has volunteered to be here today to make all these events possible. Let's join them in a round of applause. And it is an absolute honor to present the Valedictorian and Salutatorian Awards. These awards are based on a cumulative GPA for their time here at Antigo High School. So for this year's Salutatorian Award, it goes to Logan Tomei. And this year's Valedictorian Award goes to Ellie Probowski.
National Honor Society President Elizabeth Probowski will now present the NHS members.
When I call your name, please stand, and audience, hold your applause until everyone is standing. Heather Arlen. Clarissa Aulick. Bryn DeVore. Gracie DeWan, Josh Hoyes, Callie Hubach, Holly Johnson, Sarah Least, Jenna Lensner, Evelyn Levick, Quinlan McCarthy, Anna Montgomery, Ella Montgomery, Avery Nicholson, Abby Niskoviak, Bailey Novi, Elliot Orgeman, Greta Parsons, Daisy Quinlan, Elizabeth Probowski, Alex Stank, Caden Steckbower, Logan Tomei, Ben Tincher, Noel Tischendorf, Cordell Umland, Alana Wykes, Kyle Zankovich, Holly Zimmerman. Congratulations, class of 2021 NHMS members.
Mr. Matt Moronk will now announce the top quarter of the class.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2021. I am honored to be standing in front of you today to announce the top quarter of this year's senior class. When your name is announced, please stand, and once again, please hold your applause until the end. Elizabeth Probowski, Logan Tomei, Clarissa Aulick, Cordell Umland, Jenna Lensner, Kyle Zankovich, Brianna Wonka, Gwendolyn Fry, Bailey Novi, Chloe Napkevich, Alex Stank, Emily Picca, Avery Nicholson, Anna Montgomery, Daisy Quinlan, Amy Borchert, Greta Parsons, Caden Steckbower, Sarita Sparks, Ella Kohler-Washako, Graciana DeWan, Xavier Castellanos, Benjamin Tincher, Abigail Niskoviak, Elijah Fleischman, Sarah List, Lindsay Lightfoot, Holly Johnson, Alana Wykes, Heather Arlen, Quinlan McCarthy, Holly Zimmerman, Sydney Meidel, Bryn DeVore, Ella Montgomery, Joshua Hoyce, Elliot Orgeman, Evelyn Levick, Callie Hubach, William Brown, Nina Nelson, Noel Tischendorf, Emma Praslowicz, and Caleb Wilhelm. Congratulations.
And now for the presentation of the diplomas. Graciana Dewan. Please hold your applause until the end. Alex Stank. Heather Arlen. Noelle Jade Tischendorf. Elizabeth Probowski. Logan Tomei. Liberty Allen. Ryan Andrew Halloway. Dulce Arely Arcos Barados. Abigail Arrowwood. Mackenzie Arrowwood. Clarissa Alec. Grace Baginski. Abraham James Kevin Baker. Joseph Aaron Bartoletti. Hold on, Dakota. Dakota Baumgartner. Devin Bierman. Amy Borkert. John Bushy.
Yeah, Bushy.
Talia Jalos Ann Bussey. Stephen C. Cannon, Jr. Joshua Chopik. Marilyn Castellanos. Xavier Castellanos. Just right there. Nicholas Clark. Hold on. Keith Clay. Anthony Converse. Dane Cornelius. Matthew Denton. Jake Detman. Bryn DeVore. Natalie Dewey. Olivia Doring. Hunter Dolshall Kitsable. Brianna Dudek. Logan Edwards. Damian Lee Eldridge. Natalie Heitman. Elijah Fleischman. Hold on. Gwen Fry. Caitlin Gatton. Andrew Leilhausen. Erlinda Guerra. Emma Hess. Joshua Hoyce. Nick Hodek. Callie Hubach. Riley Jacoby. Holly Johnson. Jerome Jones. Hold on. Michael Calise. Madison Karch. Emily Kassler. Caleb Jacob Kautza. Emily Ruth King. Chloe Napkavich. Ella Kohler Washatko. Stacy Cohn. Ashley Krieger. Will Kubini. Joseph Lazaro. Sarah Christine Least. Jenna Lensner. Caleb Lensner. Ethan Lensner Mathis. Evelyn Levick. Lindsay Lightfoot. Christopher Mackey. Kendall Marms. Dakota Matashewski.
Quinlan McCarthy. Simon McPhail. Lucas Meidel. Sydney Abigail Meidel. Michael Mendez. Carter Mahalik. Anna Montgomery. Ella Montgomery. Alec Morgan Nyes. Cole Musloff. Lexi Nelson. Nina Nelson. Avery Nicholson. Abigail Noskoviak. Keegan Markison. Bailey Novi. Elliot Orgeman. Winter Parmer. Greta Parsons. Emily Picca. Dakota Powell. Rihanna Powell. Emma Praslowitz.
Matthew Prince. Daisy Quinlan.
Need help?
Devin Ray Peschke.
Stay right there. That's okay. You'll give it to Mrs. Maddock in a second. Just wait a second. We're gonna move back up. Here we go.
Good job, Devin. Dalton Robinson.
Yeah, Dalton, good work, buddy. Good job.
Erica Romeyer. Gabby Ruppel. Sienna Sams. Austin Shuttlebauer. Taylor Schilke. Alexis Schmidt. Gwyneth Schreiber.
Good job, Lynette. Congratulations.
Brianna Schrader.
Good job, Brianna.
Caitlin Shutt. Tessa Servogel. Nathan Kazarek.
Good job, Nate. That boy. Good work. Good work. Congratulations.
Aurora Simpkins. Casey Smith. Seven Smith. Sarita Sparks. Zachariah Stieber. Caden Steckbower.
Boy, Kaden, good work. Congratulations.
Ethan Steinberg.
We need the next row to come.
Haley Stickney. Felicia Stith. Matthew Saveda.
Boy, Matt, good work. Congratulations.
Mackenzie Teal. Megan Teal.
Good job, Megan. Congratulations.
Haley Thom.
Good job, Haley. Congratulations.
Kylie Thom.
Good job, Kylie. Congratulations.
Isaiah Richards.
Good job, Isaiah. Congratulations.
Lexi Kazarek. Benjamin Tincher.
Hold on, come on. Get to stand right.
The rain had me moving quickly. Sorry for the delay here.
Hey, Rogers, in the meantime, do the worm. Do it. on, Roger.
Do it on the track for the stage. Doesn't work.
Come on, Roger, let's see it. Yeah, come on, Roger, do it.
You first,
Maybe
Josh.
later. All right, fine.
He didn't break his nice suit coat.
Oh, you can pay for that. You can't pay for it.
Thank you for your patience. Kelson Toth.
Good job, Kelsey. Good work this year.
Joshua Troll. Cordell Umland.
Good job, Cordell. Good work.
Eric Vasquez. Rory Verhagen.
Good job, Rory. Congratulations.
Jenna Verstappen. Jonathan Walters. Alana Wykes.
Josh, you got it? Good job, bud.
Joshua David Wykes. Caleb Wilhelm.
Good job, Caleb. Good work.
Jessup Williams. Dimitri Woyak. Jasper Wright. Morgan Zeinert. Kyle Zankovich. You're good at that. Holly Zimmerman.
Congratulations.
Tanner Fuchs.
Good job, Tanner. That boy.
Brianna Wonka.
Good job, Brianna.
Maradalai Jackway.
Good job,
Harley May Faith Harris. Nathaniel Hangartner.
Congratulations.
All right, please know that after the graduates have been announced, our fantastic ushers will be dismissing you by rows. You're welcome to come back to AHS at a later time for pictures, preferably when it's not raining, even though it's a 4% chance today. I kept an eye on it. So it is my pleasure to announce that all graduates present have satisfied the requirements for graduation at Antigo High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2021. You may turn your tassels. All right, please use your patience as you are dismissed. Go ahead, ushers. While we're waiting, we've got a special presentation from your class officers here.
If it works.
Yep.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Let's try it. Here, you want to scoot over?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. That concludes our graduation ceremony. Congratulations, seniors. Graduates, you may exit.
Go ahead, Logan.